Greetings. So, Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. Good to see you today.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Um, this is supposed to be the rgov weekly sync up meeting, um, and Dan couldn't make it today, and I guess everybody figured uh, if Dan's not here, then it's not happening. And well, nobody's going over the requirements, the pull requests and issues probably doesn't make any sense without any other developers here. Um, we could do some group action live coding. Do you have any topics you want to discuss, Gary?
Well, the one thing on my mind came up in the closed session, so I guess I don't have anything. I better not talk about the closed session.
Well, I will post the video and we can discuss it. So, I guess we were talking about what kind of applications we can build that'll generate transactions, high volume transactions that we wanted in order to make the economics of RChain work. And the I mean, the issue comes up that uh, we want low risk transactions initially, and I think that ultimately it will be the higher risk decentralized finance applications that will really benefit from the RChain security model. Um, so we have to keep in mind what apps we can do, and certainly uh, with the governance applications that we're building, um, there's going to be a lot of chatting. So I guess how we do chat is going to be one of the things that's going to be consume transactions initially. And the group coordination functions are really what RChain is being built for: cooperation at scale. And I think these applications will evolve, and it'll take time though. I don't think we're going to develop a high number of transactions right away. If anything would generate that, it would be gaming, games. And what was it you mentioned also, Gary?
Well, I'm thinking about micropayments.
Yeah, micropayments. Well, um, making an actual transfer is fairly expensive.
Too expensive to talk about micropayments.
Right. But we can write a contract that gets incremented by some event. And that counter can be used to extract payment. So you have a counter and may go 10,000 times, and then you flush it. you collect the money in one transaction.
Yeah.
Okay, so it could be micropayments can be handled in that manner, but they won't be instantaneous. They'll be uh, periodically collected.
Yeah.
Or delivered. I mean, it could be set automatically to deliver it every time it gets to 100 or something like that. All right. So we'll put in here micropayments. And let's see. Um, we also added here requirements for the October meeting. Do we want an item of business entered on adding a decision process that we're developing with liquid democracy and the trust metric, um, to make that something official for the co-op? And the more I'm thinking about it, this year we won't do that. I mean, it'll be unofficial. It'll be used to get uh, to develop the um, sentiments of the membership.
Yeah, I think before we come up with a item of a business for decision making, we need to have a few decision making methods in place and experimenting with them, because we don't even know what works yet or what people are willing to work with.
Right. And the if we're working toward a multi-stakeholder decision process, uh, does it make sense to put in the uh, liquid democracy uh, without that? I mean, is the benefit going to be there? And we can experiment with it. I think that's what we uh, experimentation for now. And the no voting system, can really override the board. The board has fiduciary responsibility that it has to maintain, and it can determine what ballot items are accepted, and has basically has the power to overrule them. Although I guess the annual members meeting they're pretty much held to the results. Um, okay, so we're looking at some group action, live coding, and we have some basic actions that are needed here. And some of these are the names of macros we had with MacRobot. And they may not be quite the same as what we have now. Um, we have an add member function, which is not checked off, which I guess means it hasn't been tested. And because the groups have changed a lot, the old add member may not be at all correct. So we look on localhost. Okay, we have uh, we have the if you look at this, we got the highlighted Rolang working thanks to David and Bill. And we go on localhost and we explore, and what happened? And we got a huge amount of test rev locally. I guess we're in the Bootstrap account. And if we go to a peek inbox, you can see what he has. We deploy that, we sign it. Okay, and we have to, even though this is a read-only operation, we have to deploy it because it needs a verified deployer ID and deploy ID in order to access our secret stuff. These unforgeable names let us make names that nobody else can make. What happened? Still going? Success. Okay, we can see that in in the inbox, I have an issue color, and I have a vote capability on a color issue, and that's all there is. Okay, so I go to, I'm going to go to new group, and I'm going to make the group name collab. New group. Let's just type. Oh no, we got bugs. The type and subtype shouldn't be here. I can see down here I have two variables. I have a name and I have a locker tag. I don't have a type and a subtype. These fields should not be here. Shucks. So, so I got this pull request, I think. Oh, this is an issue. This is a pull request. Merging is blocked. I extra fields. What's this? Caps lock. Getting extra fields. FI fields from the prior action seem to be retained. But not used. And maybe I should make a little picture of Control C, oops, and then where where was I? I lost it. That's it. Control V, put the image in there, preview, okay, comment. Something went wrong. Please check your permissions. What do you mean something went wrong? So what happened to my the item I just entered? I didn't get it. There it is. Okay. I presume that won't affect the operation. So I'm going to create a new group called Collab. And if I look at the rnode, run rnode.log, I see creating group. And that's all I see. Then I got no data at deploy ID. This is my deploy ID. So it sent nothing. So there's nothing worked. So we got a read permission for the master directory. And I printed that out in the trace, which was the standard output, which was here. The MCA printed out. And then it reads the group, the address of the group contract. And it reads the inbox, then it does a group new. Well, and we can just jump to the bottom again. It always does that. It's a bug. So we could say trace, we write to it, string, let's say got group.
Well, you jump down.
To understand this is rather annoying. And we put that in par. And we run it again. So the new group was tested. It's supposed to work. And we got nothing to play ID. We probably should have gotten something to. Here we got group here. So we made it that far. So we did a so then we do a new group. We got the inbox. And we got the new group. And if we want to be fancy, we can say plus plus. Name. And put a space. And we deploy again. Now I could have put these out to deploy ID so we'd see them on this screen. Well, it looks like I got the inbox, but creating new group never worked. It didn't get a result from the new operation. So I look at the pattern of this group operation, group new, 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments. So I go to group, and I look at the new 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments. That should work. And it says creating group. Wait a second. So clearly, we saw this message, creating group. But we never got a result on the return channel, I think. We're looking for return 2. And when we read the capabilities from return 2, it would say got new group, which it never said, which means it never received a value on return 2, which here is return. So it says we're creating group. So it checks to see if the group already exists. Otherwise, it should log the master contract read. That's kind of interesting. question is whose deployer ID is this? The account that deployed the contract itself, or the one who's creating the new user? Why is this not working? It's a question. And I think I'll leave it there for now. I have to do research that one. But it should find a master contract admin. Could be that we have the name wrong. It could be that it should be reading dictionary. However, I mean, we could try that. Maybe I'll go through that just for the heck of it. Show people how we do that. So without doing research, I'm going to change this. Okay, only the super account has master contract admin, but everybody has a dictionary. Which searches their personal dictionary and then searches the global dictionary for
You misspelled it.
missed an R. Is that right? Dictionary?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Control S, I saved that. And now I'll go to my I'll put the user interface in the background here. I'm in the Bootstrap directory. I don't know if you can read that, but
yeah, I can.
I'm going to do a redeploy. How do I do a redeploy? Redeploy class. Group.row. That's what we were editing. Group.row. Okay, and this now when I redeploy this class, this is going to replace the address of the group contract in the master dictionary. And it looks like the tests are working. Creates a group, adds a user. Okay, I didn't follow this exactly, but it looks like it's and now it dumps the whole master directory, which has a list of all the registered members in it. Okay, I think I have to do a run our node again. Okay, I guess I don't. It's still running. Control C. And now I can go back to my in here and I can deploy this. Okay, I got a cent here, which means it worked, kind of. If I look at the run our node.log here, I can do you can see they got new group collab. And that seems like it works. Okay, and then let's now that we have a group, I mean, it should have said something else here. Sent. Okay, if we look at our inbox again, we should see that we now have group capabilities. And I can see I have group collab, I have admin capability. Okay, so now I'm going to try add member. Add member. Look at all these fields. Which ones do I really need? So this is supposed to be a rev address. What's my rev address? Let's go. Now there should be an add member. There should be a join group. And the group can be a collab. Types of these fields are bogus. We just need a user ID. Jim Scarver. Oh, I hate when that happens. First user being added to the group, Jim Scarver. Looks like it worked. And there's 3 groups now. There's 2 that were done when the class was defined, and then one we just created, collab. And I'm going to call it a day on that. I'm going to update the issue to show the joint is functional. I guess I'm just going to look at the log, make sure nothing else has happened in the meantime. And we're one step closer to getting the group functionality, the actions done for the group actions, which I've been sort of putting off. I'm
Cool.
hoping we get someone else involved in doing them, which is one good reason to have this video.
Okay.
Thank you much. Anything else, Gary?
No, that's all I have. I just wanted to drop in and see what was going on. And
Were you following any of what I was doing?
very, not really.
Not really.
My brain has been fried, I'm afraid.
Uh-huh. Well, one of these times you have to start asking questions.
Okay.
And see if you work your way through it. It's like, it's monkey see, monkey do. Once you see how it's done, you can do it. All right.
All right. Well, I'll see you later.
Later. Bye bye.